If you're confused about all the systems out there that call themselves neurofeedback and you see there's a price range between like $100 and like $15,000 and wondering, what is going to really be the best, most economical yet effective option for you or your family, this is what this video is for. So in the last few years, we've seen a lot of headband devices come onto the market. They're about $300 to $1,000, and they look super slick, and they have a phone app, and they basically describe themselves as doing the same job as a lot of these expensive devices. And so understandably, in kind of harder economic times, people are sort of leaning towards those. What those devices do in general is they create an immediate state change, which is effective if you want something to change in terms of getting into focus or getting slightly more relaxed in the moment. But as soon as you take the device off, your habitual states re-arise. Dynamical neurofeedback is a whole other category of neurofeedback. It's professional grade neurofeedback. And it's the system that I use in my psychotherapy practice, as well as rent to families across the country. And it's a whole different class of neurofeedback. It's actually teaching the brain to function differently long term. It's kind of like the difference between like having Google Translate when you're, on the go in a foreign country and you want to get by and it's effective. That's kind of the cheaper headband devices. But if you actually want to learn a language and be fluent in it, and you're going to invest in lessons and the time to learn a new language, that's really the category of the dynamical neurofeedback system. And so, please keep watching. I've added on the end here an interview with the creator of the NeurOptimal system, which is the only dynamical system on the market. It's the one I use, where he goes into more detail about headbands and what they do, about collecting EEG data. So if you kind of want more of a deep dive, keep watching.
I not only consider moving to dry sensor technology, I've been involved more or less in every single dry technology that's come down the pike. There were ones that were available even back in the 80s. So the problem with those is that they simply don't give us the kind of signal integrity that we need. And a big part of the reason for that is because it has to use a very different sensing technology called active sensors of some kind. There are various different kinds, and I won't go into all of those. But it's very different from the passive sensors, which are what occur when you have the Goop, when you have conductive paste involved in some fashion. So what the various companies do around these dry sensor technologies is they chop off some of the most important parts of the frequency response, in my experience. And that's notably the low end and the high end. We look from 0.001 thousandth of a hertz, in other words, all the way up to 64. Most of the dry sensor technologies cut off the low end response at about 4 hertz. And that really removes some of the most important aspects of the signal to consider, because it's those low, slow, very powerful points of activity that can influence the rest of the central nervous system quite profoundly.